Yali Madad.
Maula Ali Madad.
As we heard that we are talking about Isme Azam. So there are a few things we talked about, and inshallah I'll try to summarize those things. First of all, we need to work on preparation. We need to prepare our heart to be ready to absorb all the rewards Imam himself is coming and giving it to us. As we know that when we want to cultivate the crops in the land, we have to irrigate the land. We have to water it. Similarly, we have to water our heart, make it soften. So when the seeds are sown, there will be beautiful plants growing. And exactly same kind of farman is made by Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah Salvatullah alayhi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Our souls be sacrificed on this Imam. He has said the same thing, that if you want to elevate your soul, you have to work, you have to take an example of a land. As you make it soften to cultivate the land, similarly you have to make your heart soften. How do you make your heart soft? It is the attitude of humility, which is Imam has said in the Baitul Khiyal Farman, that whenever you sit for bandagi, you do not sit with authority. You sit with humility. And all these farmans are actually made to tell us that we need to be humble, as we heard earlier. We need to be humble in our approach to seek the light of the Imam. When we are not humble and we are proud that we attend Jamaat Khana regularly, there is no way that the Imam's light can reach our heart. So it is extremely important to be having the attitude of humility. Be humble. Think of a king's castle. When you enter in a king's castle, who are we? We are slaves. When you enter in the castle, your heads are bowed down and you just, are in respect of your master, in obedience of your master. If that's the attitude, if Momin takes that attitude and goes to Jamaat Khana and sits in Bandagi, then there is no way the Imam, who is known as the most generous Imam. So the generosity of Imam is that Imam himself travels and comes to us to give us the Isme Azam. Now, it is up to us to be ready to prepare our hearts and souls to go into the court of the master, of the king, to be the most obedient, humble slave. So he bestows the best blessings on us.
Ameen.
And this is the very special occasion because this is the Diamond Jubilee. So we need to again think of an example of a king. If he were to celebrate some big occasion, he's so happy that he's just willing to give away whatever you want, whatever you desire. Similarly, Imam is doing the same thing. Imam is so happy, he's just willing to give it to us. He's coming to us himself, to his spiritual children, to give away the rewards and blessings. So if he is giving it to us, he's coming himself and coming to us, and we are in doubt, that doesn't make sense. So there are three types of people who are seeking Isme Azam. The first is the youngest generation who are ready, who has never had Isme Azam. They are going to Maula Bapa to get Isme Azam. Second group is those who have somehow forgotten the Isme Azam or have not practiced enough. Somehow they did not reach the level they wanted to. The third category is of those who want to elevate themselves furthermore. And we know in our Gujarati language as Chithi Badalna. So there are three different types of people who will be going for Isme Azam. There are some conditions. And the first condition we already talked about is to be humble. Our attitude matters the most. If we are humble and if we are knowledgeable, because the knowledge of this reward the Imam is bestowing upon us, if we don't know that, we will be in doubt. We think that Imam is giving us some kind of responsibility. It is a responsibility, but it is not a burden. It is a responsibility of love to our Imam Zaman. It is Imam's love that he travels and comes to us Jamaat to give Isme Azam. It is his love, he gives it with love, but we think of it as burden. Yes, it will be a burden. So we need to be seeking knowledge to correct our concepts first. It is condition of love. Do we love Imam? If we do, there will be no doubt. Historically, Isme Azam was very difficult to get. Very difficult. I mean, if we were to hear the conditions, it was next to impossible for anyone to get Isme Azam. It is during the time of Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah alayhi Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Our souls be sacrificed on this Imam. Due to the period of resurrection, this Imam opened up. He gave Isme Azam to everybody who wanted to get it, who wanted to elevate their souls. Even the young girls who wanted to elevate their spiritual enlightenment. 13 years old girls. Imam gave Isme Azam to all those who wanted it. He made it easier for the Jamaat to uplift themselves, to see the noor of Imam, to get the enlightenment. Hazrat Imam has continued that condition. Hazrat Imam himself comes to us. Imagine each Jamaat is getting their own Mehmani Mulaqat. He's going to sit for hours for us. He's going to travel. He's going to sit for hours for us to fulfill what we want, what we desire. So it is very important for us to look into our heart. We as Imam's spiritual children, how much do we love him? What is our willingness to give it to him? At what stage? At what condition? There are some questions. There are some questions which are being asked. In number one, we just touched it, that there are people who are in doubt. Should we take the Isme Azam? Are we capable? Are we worthy? Yes, we are worthy. You know why? Because we are the children of the Most High. The Imam is Zaman. He calls us my beloved spiritual children. We are the worthy children. Doubts are from Shaitan. Doubts enter our heart when we do not have knowledge. This time is the time of period of resurrection. Whoever wants to elevate their soul, Imam is bestowing his blessings on them. Imam has called Isme Azam a link of connecting the lower eye to the higher eye. We all have come to this world to recognize the Noor of the time, the Imam of the time. If we do not have the link, we will not fulfill the purpose of this life, the reason of coming to this world. So if we know this part, how are we ever going to doubt the need of Isme Azam? Ism means the name, Azam means the great name. We need to know that the great name, Isme Azam, it's not just a word. It is the du'ashis, the blessings of Imam when it comes from his Mubarak mouth to us. It is like, he gives the noor from his mouth. It enters our ears and then enters our soul and our heart. So it is actually the blessings of Imam given to us. Not only that, this word, if we were to read Ginans and Farmans, we would know it is actually the personality. If the Isme Azam is completed, it is in reality a personality given to a Mu'min to recognize. And of course, it is the enlightenment, it is the Noor. Keep on getting nearer to the link of higher eye, connecting the lower eye to the higher eye. There was another question. People are doubting, Jamaat is doubting, what if I cannot wake up from 4 to 5? If I am tired, if I am working, if I do night shift, this and that. There are so many excuses and reasons. The request, the understanding we are trying to give to Jamaat and our friends is that do not doubt yourself. Do know that the Imam's du'ashis is with us. If we are sincere in our desire to get close to Imam, we will have to believe in ourselves. We will have to believe in the du'ashis of the Imam. Whenever during the daytime, whenever you have time, a second, a minute, say the Isme Azam. Practice, practice, practice. At night time, whenever you wake up, practice. Eventually you will get there to wake up from 4 to 5 and sit in the bandagi. Where there is a will, there is a way. The second category, those who have forgotten the Isme Azam, should take Isme Azam this time to get Imam's blessings, Imam's duashes, and work hard this time and get closer to the link to the Noor of the Imam. And the third category, who is going for the second time to get the Isme Azam, for them there is an ayat in Quran, Surah Fatir, number 1, where Allah Ta'ala says that there are moments who have not 1, not 2, 3 and 4 Isme Azams. So there are moments like that who have multiple Isme Azams. It is up to that moment to get that many Isme Azam to get close to the Noor of the Imam. It is like having a double-edged sword. When you have that, you will fight your enemy. You will fight your demons and be rewarded, be the victor in the fight of fighting with your nafs and the fighting with all the negativities, and get close to the Noor of the Imam to the extent that Imam says that you are like Rahim Basariya. Imam has given example in his Faramin, Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah alayhi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, our souls be sacrificed on this Imam. Imam has given multiple examples. Rahim Basariya, Imam has said that, these moments, they were like members of Ahl Bayt. So it is possible for the moment, for any moment, rich, poor, younger, older, if we are sincere in our practice, Imam will elevate our souls so close to him that we are one with him. We are one with him. It is Imam's blessings, it is Imam's rahmat on us. We love our Imam very much. It is time to show our love to Imam. Be serious, be humble. Humility is the first condition we talked about. If we are humble and we are sincere, he is just coming here to give it to us. The way we heard earlier, that it's like Imam's darbar is set and Imam is just willing to give away all the rewards and blessings. It is up to us to open up our heart and just absorb all the blessings of Imam. Inshallah ta'ala, we will be going to Imam's huzur to seek Imam's blessings and to fulfill all the conditions and make our Imam proud on us. Ameen. Ilahi Ameen. Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad, Ya Ali Madad.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya Ali Madad. Once again, I will try to summarize the points which were shared by Aziz Sahib. First of all, Mubarakbadi to all of us that Imam is blessing us with his Nurani Didar, his coming to us and accepting our Mehmani as well as giving us bol. Yesterday we had covered few things about Isme Azam. To review some of the points, there are 3 kinds of people who are this time be given the Isme Azam. First is those who have never had Isme Azam and they'll be going to Imam's huzur to be blessed with the Isme Azam. Second group is those who have forgotten, somehow have not practiced their Isme Azam and they'll be going to Imam's huzur to be blessed with another Isme Azam. And third category is of those people who want to progress, who want to elevate further in their journey of enlightenment, and they will be going to Imam's huzur. Historically, it has never happened that all these 3 groups have sat together in front of Imam to get the Isme Azam. This will be the first ever that all these groups are going to sit together in front of Imam to get the Isme Azam. So shukr alhamdulillah that we are blessed that Maula is accepting our request. We had yesterday also talked about our doubts, our fears, that are we ready to take this Isme Azam, and hopefully that yesterday lecture has covered it all, that it is the condition of love with the Imam. It is not a burden. There is no place for any guilt, fear or sinning. Just because we take this Isme Azam and we don't practice it, then we'll be punished. I recall here a story of Rabia Basri who had water in her one hand and the stick of fire in another. And she said she's going to burn the heaven with this stick of fire, and she's going to cool down the fire of hell. If anyone of Maula's Momin is going to do the ibadat with the fear of going to hell or to get the benefits of heaven. So the essence of the story is that when we go to Maula Bapa's huzur, it is not about any rewards or advantage or be blessed or or due to the fear of punishment or due to fear of anything, having the guilt that we are not able to do this or that, the conditions we've been hearing. So there is no place for any guilt, any fear, or any sinning. This is condition of love, ishq with Imam al-Zaman. So when we go to Imam's huzur, actually we are presenting our heart, the purity of heart which is filled with Imam's love, and we go to his huzur to say to Maula Bapa that Maula Bapa, we are here with all our deficiencies, all our weaknesses, but when you are blessing us with your nur, you are giving us the courage to fulfill the conditions of coming close to you too. He gives the strength to do what is expected of us. Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah alayhi Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, our souls be sacrificed on this Imam, has made a very beautiful farman. He has said that there are stages. Those moments who have knowledge will progress in spirituality step by step. Moments elevate themselves in stages. Just like a child going to school from first grade to the college to the university. Similarly, a moment walking on the path of spirituality walks by step. So when we take Isme Azam, it is a very special occasion that Imam blows the nur in our ears in the form of the great name, the Isme Azam. When we are blessed with his nur, the nur comes with all the power of courage, strength, and blessings. So we need to realize that we are blessed by Imam al-Zaman himself. When we have that blessing, now it is up to us to sit in bandagi for a minute, for 5 minutes, and eventually, slowly, gradually get up to an hour, practice of sitting for an hour. There are people who think that if I cannot go to Jamaat Khana for whatever reasons, I should not take Isme Azam. Imam has never said that if you were to take the Isme Azam, you have to, you must, you should come to Jamaat Khana. And if you don't come to Jamaat Khana, you are sinning. Imam has very clearly said, whenever you can pray, for a second, for a minute, pray. Imam has said, it makes me happy to know that the attendance of Jamaat Khana is regular. So those who have love of Imam in their heart, they will work hard to please their Imam to be regular as much as they can. But if they cannot, that does not mean that you should not take Isme Azam. The choice is, because I cannot go, I should not take Isme Azam. The other choice is, because Imam has blessed me, I will try my best, I will work hard, and I will go to Jamaat Khana. Those who go to morning Jamaat Khana, we see different kinds of people. There are people who come to Jamaat Khana. As soon as the lights are turned off, they will go out, they'll drink tea, they'll talk for an hour. As soon as it's a time to light to turn on, they'll come into the Jamaat Khana. There are people who will come in last 15 minutes. There are people who come for half an hour. And there are people who come at 3 o'clock and they sit until the Jamaat Khana is done. All these people, all these Jamaati members are loved by Imam al-Zaman. Everybody with their strength and their capability practices, conditions, the recommendations, the farameen of Imam al-Zaman. It is up to us individually to do what is in our strength to do. We have to have this faith, this belief that Imam's nur is with us. Imam is the one who gives the strength. Imam is the one who gives us the courage to do what is needed to be done. With this power of blessing in our heart, We make the commitment and we take this Isme Azam and we go to Jamaat Khana whenever we can. We make it a habit of waking up and going to Jamaat Khana to practice our bandagi. Now, if we are not able to, for whatever reason, we have to wake up at home and do the ibadat. Now, somebody also asked why from 4 to 5? What is the reason that we are doing the bandagi from 4 to 5? And we have heard in the Farman that this time is the time when the worldly things are at minimum. We are not occupied by our worldly thoughts. So, the Imam says that this time is the time where the chances of elevation, of progress is very much possible. That is why Imam has recommended this time. He didn't say that you cannot sit in bandagi in whatever time. In fact, there were nurses who had asked Imam that Maula, we do night shift duty and we cannot sit in bandagi at night time. So Imam said, whenever you can, whenever it's possible for you. What does it tell us? What does it tell us? It is up to fulfill this commitment with Imam, with love in our heart, ishq in our heart. It is a link between a Mu'min and a Imam-e-Zaman. It is very interesting to note that if we were to look into history, all the prophets and all the Dai are Hujjatan. In fact, Prophet Muhammad, we have heard that he used to go to cave of Hira at night time, waking up from his sleep to go to cave of Hira to do the ibadah, to sit in meditation. Now we keep hearing this, that they had to wake up. So why waking up? Why can't I just go at night time and sit in bandagi? There's a reason behind it. When we sleep at night time, our mind gets some rest. And then to wake up is to sacrifice the sleep and, for Imam's love, to wake up from sleep and then sit in the bandagi. As we talked about stages, there are different types of sacrifices too. There's a sacrifice of money, time, knowledge, and here today we are talking about a sacrifice of sleep. So it is very important that after the work, worldly work is done, we go to bed, we sleep, so our mind, our soul, we get rested. But then we have to wake up and sit in bandagi, meaning we are showing commitment and willingness to our Imam to wake up from our sleep to sit in bandagi. That's another sacrifice. So, as a Mu'min who wants to elevate themselves, he or she keeps on presenting these sacrifices. Because all the Mu'mins want to give to Mawla the best of their abilities, the best of the gifts to Imam-e-Zaman. And Imam has, according to the time and the conditions and what Mu'min desires, Imam has asked for the Nazarana of money, time and knowledge. And today, because we want to elevate spiritually, so Imam is saying, okay, can you sacrifice your sleep? And those of us who are willing to do that are here. And we are talking about it, we are discussing it, that how and when and, to go about it. So the choice is that to go to Jamaat Khana, sit in bandagi, or to wake up whenever we can and sit in bandagi and practice. So there is no place of fear, guilt or inability. Having faith, having belief and waking up from sleep to sit in ibadat, that's what matters the most. There are no conditions carved in stone given by Imam saying must and should. So I hope this is clear that it is the condition of love which Imam has given to us, not that we have to do this and have to do that, and if we were not to do it, we will be sinful and we should not, because there is a fear of sin, so we should not do that. I hope I have covered all the points. Please feel free to ask any questions. And inshallah ta'ala, we have to have this faith that Imam is with us. And Imam, as a parent, sees the potential in us. Therefore, we have to have faith in ourselves that it's Imam's love in us which will give us the success. And inshallah, we all will be successful. Ameen ilahi.